off to another event, and this time we are gonna go check w.a.s.d. or w.a.s.d. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But first off, as always, fit check. I got my cute little dress. And polka dot tights, I don't know if you saw those. But yeah, there's quite a few games I want to check out. I think there's Dead Island 2, Death's Door, I think it's called. Also, Cult of the Lamb is showing off the DLC, and there's a giant Devolver Digital area I want to check out. And not only that, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm actually part of a panel, which I will show on a future video as well, so keep an eye out. But yeah, come along to the event with me. So the event itself focused on indie games, however you did see a couple of AAA too. There was a variety of companies from Bandai Namco, Gearbox Publishing, PlayStation for the VR, you've also got PlayOn, and a big area of Devolver Digital. Now I did attend on the final day, which was the Saturday, and whilst you think maybe that would be a bit more busier because, you know, being a weekend, I actually found it quite quiet. And I believe as well, if you're a creator looking to talk to community managers or PR reps, you might want to go on the first day, as a few of them had left by the time I got round to the games on the Saturday. In terms of space, everything appeared to be in this one hall, however there was a few things dotted around, and I have no idea where the PlayStation VR was. Also, Street Fighter, which you'll see in a minute, is kind of off to the side, and whilst it was always busy and had a lot of traction, it would have been nice to have that more in the center. So first off, I tried out Have a Nice Death. Now, I'd seen a few creators play this, and I like my little sort of indie platformers. Plus, I realized this has a nice sense of humor to it too. Not only that, admittedly, I saw a tweet that said the first people to play got a press kit or got some merch or swag, and I am a sucker for swag. Now, whilst I didn't get the big box because I wasn't first, I did actually got a really nice candle, so shout out to those folk. Next up, I went straight to the PlayOn area, so I do cover a lot of their games, and they had loads to show. However, unfortunately, whilst I did play Dead Island 2 for the first time, I'm not able to show you any of that. That's why it was behind closed doors. Obviously, it's also an 18+ game. But what I will say is that I really enjoyed what I played. And if you subscribe, I do have another video coming up of the press event. So games that were covered were System Shock, Dead Island 2, Road 96 Miles Zero, Scars Above, which had already launched, and also Undisputed. Now, the best bit about Undisputed was there was actually this little punch bag, and later on in the day, loads of people were trying to beat each other's score, and it was kind of fun to watch. Following this, one of my favorite areas was Cult of the Lamb. Now, I've been playing this non-stop recently, and the DLC is coming up, so I didn't give it a go because I didn't want to spoil it myself. However, what I liked was they had sofas so you could sit down. Also, Devolver had this backdrop and a big bunch of props that you could put on, and obviously I put on Cult of the Lamb, which was a really nice touch, and they had a professional photographer going on too. Back onto Street Fighter, they had tournaments going on, so everyone was getting really competitive, and they also had fight sticks which you could try out with the game, which I thought was a pretty neat touch. With the game launching in a month or so, it meant you could actually check out the game early, which in my books, that's an instant plus. I also want to shout out Special Effects. They're one of my favorite gaming charities out there. They're really cool. Definitely go check out what they do. It's really amazing. But they had this super competitive Hot Wheels challenge where you could win a Switch, and no joke, I spent 20 minutes to half an hour just sat doing this 1-minute track over and over again trying to beat the 50 seconds, and I could not do it. I then went over to the folk at Bandai Namco to check out Park Beyond. Now, I'm a big Theme Park World, Roller Coaster Tycoon fan, so I definitely wanted to check this one out, and I also think they've got a beta upcoming. Now, the mode itself, it had 3 missions. So it was mission 1, which I'm doing right now, which was sort of the tutorial. Mission 2, which I never checked out in the end. And then it also had a sandbox. So you could check out all the additional items that you can mess around with. But the best bit as well, you also got to see yourself ride the roller coaster. But overall, it's actually quite a technical gameplay. You have to think about the height, the speed, the items you use. But yeah, honestly, it was probably one of the better demos out there because you had a lot of freedom with what you wanted to play. Now, for those wondering about food, I did get chips from this place. It was really nice, and I kind of wish I tried one of the sausages. But overall, the event didn't really have a dedicated food hall. Things were dotted about, these were outside, there was some in a side room, and it was a bit messy to find places. Honestly, you just had to follow the smell and see where you ended up. For those who attend events as creators or press, Neon Hive did put on this specialized lounge. Now, it was really nice because if you wanted to get away for the event or have a sort of quiet moment, this was a great place to be. Also, it's a great location to meet up with people if you ever get lost or can't find each other. There wasn't really anything to do, it is literally just a hanging place, but sometimes that's all that you need. So that's it for the event, and I want to sort of give you guys an overview to what I thought. And basically, I'm still not sure what to think of the event. So I didn't go to last year's WASD, but I did used to go to EGX Rezzed, and that was at the Tobacco Dog. Now I feel like I kind of liked the Tobacco Dog, but it was a real pain to get to, so this one was so much easier on the tube. Also, I forgot to mention, I fell asleep straight away last night, so I'm basically recording this outro the day after to the event, but you guys don't need to know that. Overall as well, I think it was a little odd. Everything was in like random rooms dotted about, which meant I couldn't really find things. I totally missed the PlayStation VR section, which I didn't know existed till I got home and someone was asking me about it. I think as well, the food, there was also food dotted around. Like there was that outside area, which I showed earlier on in the video, and then I came across stuff later on in just like some back room. So it was a little bit odd. On top of that as well, the panels, I have no idea where the career stage was. I think actually the event itself wasn't really signposted. They had a map, but there wasn't too many things about. And yeah, I couldn't find things. But other than that, all the games were in one location, and that was the important bit. I really hope that it kind of grows and there's much more to play. And overall, you can totally do it in a day. I wouldn't really advise going more than one unless you're off to go see people. But other than that, yeah, it was a pretty fun event. I'll probably attend the next one. But I hope you liked this video, everyone. And don't forget, like and subscribe.